Hey guys, this is Blue Forest. I hope you're doing well. So I'm doing some forging at the moment, and I have some 3 stars ranked up. So I have a few lanes left to do in the time slide commander difficulty. So I thought, why not run through it with some 3 stars before I forge them away? Get to play with a few bots that I don't normally play with. So we're going to jump in. We will do the easy lane just to make sure that we are in good shape for the boss, because 3-star bots are very weak. So going up against a 5-6k boss, you want to make sure you're in good shape. But I thought this would be fun. Get to play with bots like Ironhide and Skywarp and Tantrum, bots I rarely use. So first up we have a TC. So we'll use Ironhide. I think Ironhide's really fun. He was actually the last 5-star bot that I got, actually just a few months ago. So I now have every 5-star in the game that is not a Titan. I have a couple Titans left, in addition to Ironhide and Skywarp, obviously. Whoops. Let me pay attention here. But anyway, I just got Ironhide a couple months ago, so I have played with him very little, but I just find him, he's exciting, he's fun, he can spam his heavy. Special 2 is really cool and exciting, and it can do crazy damage with his SIG, and, I just really enjoy him. And so, since I've had very little actual relevant experience playing with him, even being able to do this as a 3-star is really fun. Okay, so TC is down. Next up we have Dinobot. Okay, we can use Ironhide again. Why not? So, you guys probably saw we have the Ironhide arenas this week, the fortification arenas, so let me know if you're doing that. I didn't really grind the Skywarp one because I wasn't in a hurry to get him. But I am going to try to do the Ironhide arena every day, at least a bit. The milestone rewards are decent. You get some of those shards. But the fortification teams, the Ironhide teams that you're fighting against, they seem to be pretty rare. A lot of people aren't getting many of them. And they're only awarding, 30, 40 shards each, which is nothing. I mean, that's basically like 2% of one of those elite crystals. So that's a little annoying, but, why not? We have 1 week left of this event, and I, along with a lot of people, would like to get Ironhide, so our last chance, probably at least for a while, will be through whatever crystals you get. Alright, so I love to play with Tantrum just because you can play kind of recklessly, like I'm doing right now. There are more intelligent ways to play him, but I love to just kind of charge at the opponent, and even if it means taking a little bit of damage like I'm doing right now, and then just build up those buffs and destroy them. Tantrum is a lot of fun. Unfortunately though, for more difficult content, he's rarely used because his movements are restricted and he can be pretty tricky to master. Alright, we got a shark, so we can use Skywarp here. Skywarp, I've played around with this 3-star a fair amount, and he's actually really good defensively. He's got great power control. If I had him as a 5-star, I might try him out in raids. He'd be really good against bots like Tronus. Lots of power burn, lots of power locks. I just wish his offense was a little better. I mean, he gets that crit buff, which is not very good because he doesn't seem to crit much at all. And even using him as a 3-star, comparing him to other 3-stars, his damage is just really low. I mean, he takes a long time to finish fights, and so if they gave him at least a decent buff, I think he'd be a lot better. He doesn't have to be the biggest damage bot. He's clearly not designed that way, but I think because of the fact that he also has no DOT, I mean, he doesn't have any shock, no bleed, no burn, no nothing. It's kind of, it just makes every fight with him kind of long. But, those teleport charges are cool. The unblockable specials are helpful. Because the AI often isn't going to know, what to do in that situation. So, he is kind of fun. He's just really weak. So maybe they will give him a decent buff down the road. Okay, well done, Mr. Skywarp. So, alright, next up, we have that barricade on the, he's the mini-boss. I think he's on the hacked aim enhancer, which is actually pretty clever to put him on that. It's always a very annoying mod, but we can use drift. Yep, okay. We can use drift and we'll be fine. So if you guys have been ranking anybody up, or if you've gotten any new 5 stars, let me know. You know, whether you got Ironhide or you got somebody else. Because I think this will be our last chance to get him this week. And, you know, I will probably... I'm definitely going to rank up TC whenever I have 2 full sparks, 2 full T4 Brawler sparks. But if I could get Ironhide soon, I would, you know, at least rank 4 him and get him to rank 5 as soon as I could. Just because he is really strong, he's really tanky, and I think he will be beneficial. The one concern I have about him is his purification. It's pretty slow, you know, and I don't like the kind of... any sort of ability where you have to just stand there and block isn't really my favorite. But I think he'll be a very strong contender in the Brawler class. Alright, so barricades down. Got a Hot Rod. Alright, let's use Tantrum again. This time I'll play it a little bit more wisely. Yeah, Tantrum's one of those bots that if he didn't lose all of his melee buffs with, you know, backing up, if he didn't have to time those Unstoppables perfectly, I think he would be used a lot more in things like AMs or LOC, because basically nobody uses him in that kind of content because, you know, it's just not, it's not ideal at all, which is too bad because he's such a strong bot and very fun to play with, actually. See? Alright, so Hot Rod is down. So we just have our Soundwave Boss. Alright, well, he's on the Power Flow mod. I could use Sky Warp, but let's just use Windblade. It'll be fine. Just watch out when the mod is active. Be wary of his Heavy, of course. You know, they will often put Soundwave on Power Flow mods, which does make sense in something like AMs, but the thing is, I actually think it kind of does the mod a disservice just because of the fact that Soundwave is so predictable and he loves to use specials, you know. So even with the Power Flow mod, he's never going to get to a special 3 unless you're, you know, just not paying attention and you're attacking him like crazy when the mod is active, you know, because he just loves to use the special 1 and special 2. And so, you know, there are other bots that I think could be better served. Whoops, of course I wasn't paying attention. But I think there are other bots that, you know, he could do, that mod could be more effective with different bots. But anyway, makes it easier for us, so no complaints. Alright, Soundwave, it's time for you to go down. Yeah, it is kind of interesting how some of the most aggressive bots in the game are also the most predictable, like Soundwave, like Jetfire, Demotron for sure. You know, super predictable bots. All right, come on, Soundwave, cooperate. Okay, all right, great. So Soundwave is down, Windblade for the win. So that wraps up this chapter, and we will dive into chapter 2 next. Alright guys, we're going to jump into chapter 2 here with the Scorp boss. I will say though, by the way, I'm not doing the third chapter only because I have already explored it, and also I don't think I have the bots for it, honestly. The 3 stars. I don't have any like general purifiers to handle the Energon, and that Commander Ironhide is still going to be pretty darn tanky, and he's going to be on the same mods as the Prime one, just a little bit weaker, so I probably would lose it anyway, but I figured I would just do the first 2 chapters. Anyway, guys, I talked about this a little bit in my video on Alliance missions. I know a lot of people are very hopeful that they will release the new map soon. There was a lot of disappointment that they didn't do it for the anniversary, because we only know that it's happening this year. Alright. Nice easy fight for Drift. Okay, we got a Cliff Jumper. Oh wow, he really is huge, isn't he? He's gotten so big. I mean, I don't know what happened there. I don't know how they did that. But anyway, I know we've had this new AM map for the last 2+ years. I wasn't even playing the game when the current map came out, so there's actually a lot of interesting changes that they could make, by the way. I'd like to see them, add more rank tiers, because I think they're way too broad, especially for mid-level teams. We need mid-level teams to play, to stay active, because, AMs are the most important part of the game. They're the only thing that happens not only every week, but also provide, the best rewards. So I'd like to see them add new tiers to increase competition. I'd like to see them improve the rewards for mid-level teams, because a lot of players end up experiencing a lot of burnout. They end up leaving the game or taking long breaks from AMs because they get stuck doing one difficulty, and then, they can't get the kinds of resources they need. So even though the rewards should be best for the top teams, I'd like to see them be a little bit more strategic about the rewards for, the top 100 teams in general, because those are the most active teams in the game, So if they really are more serious about pouring resources into this game, they got to think about, things like rankings and reward structures, because those are really important. All right, so Skywarp for the win. Got a Mirage fight. So by the way, guys, I hope you've been able to complete this time slide at whatever difficulty you're doing. That Ironhide fight was just dumb. It was a dumb fight, because any fight where you can end up dead even with a perfect fight because there's just so much passive damage is dumb, I mean, it was fine. Like, I was able to get through it without any revives or repeating any lanes, but it was very annoying. I did find the most success with OGP. I know a lot of other people did too, because he has that great armor break, and with those big specials, he was able to kind of, bleed through Ironhide's defenses. Some people did well with OGM, but the thing about OGM is that it would be tricky to fuse those debuffs. I did not try it, but it might be tricky because his heavy's easy to dodge, and Ironhide was on that evade ranged mod. So I think, when I did it, the last lane or two, I ended up just using Tronus because I was kind of sick of it. I don't usually like to use Tronus, but I felt like with this one, it was just easier. It was a safety net, because I just wanted it to be over, and I was very happy when it was. The good news is, though, I mean, if you are struggling with this one, like if you're doing Prime or Commander, if you're having a hard time finishing it, the good news is that they will almost certainly have a much easier boss next time, because whenever they have this like crazy over-the-top boss, which they do maybe a few times a year, they almost always follow it up by having a much easier boss. So if you are struggling with this one, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll probably be a lot easier next time. I remember when I struggled with some Prime time slides back in the day, and it was always annoying, but it's okay. They only do this, I don't know, every 4 months, every 6 months, where they have a really tricky boss. So anyway, I hope you guys have been able to finish it. By the way, I have to say, it is actually pretty tricky to talk and play at the same time. It's not very comfortable. I don't mind doing it for this, though, because it's just a time slide. Like, if I screw this up, doesn't matter, I can just do it again with normal bots. But I like to give the commentary. I know it's just more interesting for people. It's better than just watching gameplay after gameplay after gameplay, especially since there is still very limited gameplay that you can make content for. A lot of the YouTubers struggle with that because there's only so many game modes, there's only so many fights. A lot of people just feel like they're repeating themselves. But, even though I wouldn't do commentary for something like AMs, because you really got to focus in that, for something like this, I don't care at all. I know that some people don't do commentary because they feel like some people are uncomfortable, they might be shy about it. But also, it does make it more difficult to fight, but my perspective is I don't care if I'm only showing perfect fights. Like, that's kind of boring. We're all human, we all make mistakes, and like I said, for something like a time slide, if I mess it up, doesn't matter, not in the slightest. So, I know it's hopefully just, more interesting and entertaining for you guys to listen to me rant for 10 minutes than to only see gameplay. And I know that when I was starting out myself, I mean, and the main reason I watched people like Iron Knight Skies was because he was giving a lot of commentary. I mean, yeah, he was a great player, but he talked a lot, you know, and he offered advice, which is what I try to do. I try to help people out. I try to give advice. I try to, you know, just, you know, offer thoughts on the game, because it is a very time-consuming game. It takes a lot of time and patience to kind of master, so, you know, I would rather give my thoughts if I have something to say than just try to look impressive posting my gameplay or something like that. So anyway, okay, so B is down, Drift the win. Okay, so this Scorp boss is gonna be more annoying than that Soundwave one. He always is. Now I have Tantrum, which is actually not really the best choice, because I think Scorp's on that evade mod, right? Yeah, it's gonna be the same mod as the Prime one. Yeah, okay. Alright, so Tantrum's probably not the best choice, but whatever. Let's just try it out, you know. If I can't finish this with 3-star bots, the world won't end, but I think we can do it. Okay, so... Alright, come on. Alright. I'm not going to go after him when that mod is active. When I did the Prime one, I did go after him when the mod was active. I was just being impatient and aggressive, and it didn't go very well. It went a lot better when I repeated it, but... yeah, Scorp is always a very annoying boss. And of course he's on that stagger mod, so he's going to be, like, spamming his heavy over and over again. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, here we go. As soon as the mod activates, he just launches a million heavies. Makes it impossible to get near him. Come on, buddy. He's being really stubborn, like he usually loves to use that... Ugh. Yeah, I'm not concentrating, but it's fine. Come on. Oh, of course he does that, right? Alright, I'm probably gonna die, but it's fine. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely gonna die. Alright, bye, Tantrum. Okay, well, I mean, you know, at least I took a bite out of him. Okay, well, could use Sky Warp. It's probably not the wisest idea, but maybe we can, power control him a little bit, keep him from getting some of those venom charges and healing. At least he's not on a repair mod like Ironhide is. But, ugh. The thing is, though, I mean, I am using 3-star bots. These are really weak. And Skywarp is super weak, so he's probably not going to do any damage to him once he has... Yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. Come on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, now he's going to start healing, and so... Yeah, might not be able to make much of a dent in him with Skywarp unless I'm lucky with some of these specials here. Well, the good news is at least this isn't like the Scorp we had last year. That was probably the hardest boss ever, harder than the Ironhide we have now. That guy was just nuts. Come on. Yeah, he's being weird, man. Like, usually he's, like, more aggressive, and he wants to use the special one over and over again. Oh! Okay, I totally jinxed myself. Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna die. No! Okay, alright. Fine. Okay. I'm not concentrating enough. Okay, we're gonna do it this time. I wanna beat Scorp with 3-star bots. And why didn't I use Ironhide the first time? He'd be a better choice. Okay, we're doing this. Okay, I'm gonna focus here. And the good news is I can do what you should normally never do, which is just spam heavies repeatedly. Okay, come on. Come on. Alright, thank you. Come on. Okay, we didn't get the stun, but that's okay. Alright, I'm gonna hold back here. I'm not gonna charge him. Alright, okay, good. I am taking you down, Scorp. You are going down right now. Alright, we are making some progress. Kind of whittling him down a little bit. Jeez. Okay, alright, good. Okay, I got the crit damage buff. Come on. Boom. Yes. Got the stun off. Come on. Oh. Okay. Alright, good. Oh, come on, Scorp. Stop spamming those heavies. Just let me do it instead. Alright. Yeah, he's almost dead here. He's definitely going down. Alright, awesome. Here we go. Come on, dude. Don't just stand there. Do something. You're at under 10% now. I am totally taking you down. I want to finish you with a special, too. Okay, come on. Oh, come on. Yes! Yes! Okay, I did it. Alright, Ironhide for the win. Well done, Ironhide. Alright, take care, guys. Thanks a lot.